Welcome back, folks. Sheepdog Smokey here, and it's midday. We're entering, for me, week 4 of working from home. I've said on multiple occasions that while I'm okay working from home, I definitely prefer the office. I work in IT, and being around the entire team from project managers, product managers, other support agents, programmers, trainers, managers, everyone. Being able to walk to someone's desk and say, I'm looking at this and it's not making sense, or what am I missing, or I've stared at this for an hour and I'm cross-eyed, can you give me a second set of eyes, is amazing. Right now we're living on instant messenger and phone calls and such, and it's definitely a much different environment. Before we begin on what I've learned from working from home, quarantine, whatever, please remember to subscribe, turn on notifications so you're part of the channel and part of the giveaway at 500, 1,000, and 1,500 subscribers. And that said, let's go on and dive in. If you watched my videos yesterday, and then the videos today, you'll notice clean shaven, well, clean cut. And that's really one of the first things that prompted this video. For years, my father cut mine and my brother's hair and his own, although we tried. We're not as good as him. And I mean, I understand paying $50 to $75, $100 for a good clipper set with guards and everything, and even the little clippers so you can get the back of the neck. That seems like a big outlay, but even back in the late 80s, early 90s, it was $7, $8, $9 cut after the tip, and now, even for me, just getting, this is just a number 2 guard, buzz cut, would be $9, and then tip, so $12 to $13. So we quickly recouped anything we spent on the clipper set. But that was just the first. Working at the office, I took my lunch sometimes. I would keep cans of SpaghettiOs and chicken noodle soup, and I'd keep a box of crackers, and I would take some cheese with me in the morning. And I would eat lunch or snack lunch and save some money. I typically did this when I would be facing a pay period where, I had to buy a new tire or whatnot, and didn't have enough to go to Raising Cane's or Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or whatever and grab lunch that I didn't have to prepare. I have gone and gotten dinner. A week ago I went and got fried chicken meal. 10-piece fried chicken with some mashed potatoes and okra to share with my parents and my brother and my nephew next door. And I've gone in and gotten other things here and there, but it's been maybe 5 times in a month I've been eating what I have at home. I've been shopping differently. Before this, I wouldn't buy much lunch meat or much bread, much milk. For crying out loud, I'd buy the quart of milk or, even the little half quart, because I wouldn't use much. I didn't eat a lot of eggs. We have chickens, for crying out loud. My parents were giving away eggs to our neighbors and their friends because our little 9-10 group of hens lays more eggs than they and my nephew eat. But once we went on this, we saw it coming, and I needed to get this area kind of laid out differently for a while, and a while being 7 years. So now I have a cabinet with a countertop where I have my griddle, and I have my George Foreman, and I have a little toaster oven. I even have a hot plate where I have a saucepan and a little sauce pot that I can make hamburger helper or, grill a burger or whatever. So I'm shopping differently. I had to go to town today for my parents and for my aunt and cousin who live on the other side of my parents' house. They needed a couple of things. I needed a couple of things. While I was there, I bought a $10 5-cup coffee pot. I don't drink coffee. I have said that before. I love Black Rifle. The smell is exactly what I remember from my grandparents' house when I was a kid, but I just can't drink coffee. This is my chosen hot caffeine. Yes, I'm a Texan, born and raised here. Grew up around people drinking coffee. I've had many cups of coffee in my life, but I've had to choke them down because I just don't like bitter. And I can deal with tea, but not coffee. So I bought a little 5-cup coffee pot that I can make the water to then brew my tea. I have more canned goods, more non-perishables, basically. And if you follow me on Twitter, you saw I tweeted out, I actually cooked something in my house, and I've lived here 7 years. I don't count, getting that little 2-pack of the very small steaks and, pouring some olive oil and some salt and pepper and garlic pepper or salt and garlic pepper into a Ziploc and giving them half hour or, as I prefer, overnight in that, and then putting them on a George Foreman. I don't count that cooking. I prefer steaks on a grill. I don't really even count grilled cheese on my griddle as cooking. But I made hamburger helper tonight. And I've got more than half. I've got about 2/3 of it in Tupperware in my fridge over there. And I'll have that for lunch tomorrow. I'm eating my leftovers the next day. Yeah, I know, it's not fun. It's not preferable to eat the same thing 2 days in a row. But it's what has to happen so that we don't run out of things. Food waste has never been something I like. I learned in, I believe, my sophomore year of high school that I love to cook. Even if it is hamburger helper. Even if it is what I call soup with everything in it, which is literally ground beef, 2 cans of tomato sauce, 10 tomatoes diced up, water, and a bag of frozen vegetables in a crock pot for several hours. A crock pot of beans and make cornbread before dinner. I still enjoy, pardon me, I just enjoy cooking for myself or for my family. Prior to this realization, I would go shopping with my parents, and my mom or my dad, whoever I was with, would send me off, go get a bag of chips, go get a loaf of bread, go get this. And I would come back with the name brand, Doritos, or Miss Baird's bread, or what have you. I know, I'm touching my face. I had a haircut. I've got hair on me. Sorry. But once I started cooking, I started realizing that the ingredients went further if you spent less. And then working in retail, I saw that. Then working at the local HEB, I had it drilled home. So my fridge is full of, store brand stuff. And I haven't had to go grocery shopping this much. Yes, when I go grocery shopping, I buy 3 or 4 12-packs of Dr. Pepper. It is my one vice that I have, one of a couple of vices that I haven't given up. And I know it's bad for me. I know I should give up the sodas. It's One of a few things I just cannot give up. And I know I can't go into town as much because I want to ensure that I stay healthy so that my parents stay healthy, my brother stays healthy, my nephew, my aunt and cousin next door, our other neighbors. I don't want to go in as much. I didn't really like having to stop and pick stuff up on the way home from work. But I'm now shopping with a mindset of I've got to make this last at least a week, if not 10 to 14 days. So I come home, I'm not making those little $15, $20 trips, gallon of milk, loaf of bread, maybe a block of cheese, and a couple of cans of soup. I'm picking up 3 blocks of cheese, a gallon of milk, 3 loaves of bread, several cans of soup, pack of lunch meat and enough mayonnaise to last me plenty of time. But I'm noticing I'm spending less. I mean, the big one that all of us have noticed, gasoline. One piece of advice I would, of course, spread. If you're staying home and you're not going into town, at least every 5 to 7 days, start your car for 5, 6 minutes. Gasoline settles. I mean, it doesn't go bad in a week, but it settles. And as much as the refineries try, there is sediment. For crying out loud, we had to pull a gas tank off of my little brother's truck. No, it wasn't his. It was a friend's truck. We pulled the gas tank off because they were rebuilding the whole thing. And this was probably a 15-year truck that they'd had. The gunk in the bottom of that tank, good Lord, it was disgusting. And they never had problems with it because they drove it every day. And then it became the project and it sat for a couple of weeks. And then we slowly started. And then we drained the gas tank and there was still that level of crud. You want to start your car for 5, 6 minutes, I would say every 5, 6 days. Honestly, go drive. You don't have to go and get out anywhere. Keep the windows up, keep the air conditioner on, recirculate, and, just drive for a little bit. I go out maybe every 5 to 7 days to the store. And it is quite literally straight to the store, get in, get my stuff, get out, get home. But there have been days where I just go get in my truck and I drive for 20, 30 minutes. Look at nature, listen to the radio. It's a departure from the norm. There are songs about this, and that's why I do it. If you haven't listened to it, check out Granger Smith's That's Why I Love Dirt Roads. He actually has 2 versions now. He has his normal version that he released a while back, and he has one very recently, a stripped-down version. Driving is calming for me. It may not be for you, I understand, but it probably isn't calming because your normal experience of it is a very high-traffic highway, fighting to get to work or get home, fighting a parking lot. Find some back roads and just cruise. Go out, sit in your front yard or on your porch and just listen to the birds. These are things I didn't do that often before all of this happened. I still have to take my lunch. We haven't switched up our schedules because we can't. So on my lunch, I go sit on my porch for 10, 15 minutes minimum. Get some fresh air, some sunlight. When it's not raining right now, it's April in Texas. But just listen to the breeze and birds and, watch the rabbits hop by because we're not walking around in the middle of the day, and listen to the dogs playing with each other on the porch or in their run. And it's amazing. When all this is over, yes, I want to be able to go back out and spend time with my friends. Go to karaoke night, go bowling and make everybody else look really good. Go to the shooting range, go to the skeet range, and not have to worry about, stay 6 feet apart, no more than 10, all this crud. We're going to get past this. We're going to come out the other side stronger. The human race has done this countless times. When humans first arrived on this planet, we didn't have the common cold, influenza, pneumonia, tuberculosis, all of these things. As they emerged, we learned how to treat them. There were definitely times when we needed to learn more. For crying out loud, they prescribed cocaine and heroin, and you have too much blood in your body. But as science and medicine and education grew, we have learned how to treat things. It's only expected that as time passes, viruses, which aren't technically organisms, they're technically a living thing on a vague technicality, they would change, they would mutate. And that's what COVID-19 is. It is a new strain. It is a mutation of the coronavirus. COVID-19. That suggests there are 18 other strains we know how to deal with. H1N1, mad cow, bird flu, swine flu, SARS, MERS, all of these things, at one time, we'd never even thought of. Pardon me. And now, if you get H1N1, if you get pneumonia, if you get the flu, if you get any number of things, you call your doctor and your doctor says, yep, you have influenza. We're going to give you this medication. You need to stay home for this amount of time and do this thing and recover. It will eventually get there with this. Given enough time, we will have herd immunity. For crying out loud, rhinovirus and influenza, the common cold and the flu. I don't like getting either one. But I can go to the store and buy stuff like Theraflu or Tylenol or Zyrtec and deal with getting a cold. And it works. I'm not telling you don't take this seriously. I'm not telling you don't be careful. I would never tell you either of those things. In an outbreak of something that we've never faced before, caution is warranted. Caution is needed. And we need to listen to doctors right now. And I wouldn't listen to the doctors giving briefings over others. There are many doctors who are speaking out saying that they are seeing promising results from this or that or something else. They're telling you that social distancing is a good thing. They're also saying that we don't need to panic. Okay, we saw with the initial move to implement social distancing, we saw panic buying. Paper products, toilet paper, paper towels, and such were almost non-existent in stores. But now, while the aisles are not stocked full with cases on top ready to be brought down, you can get toilet paper, paper towels, tissue without a problem. We saw cases of bottled water and other things that are now slowly starting to not be panic bought. And that's because people are realizing, oh, I have 14 cases of toilet paper, and we're not using it any more than normal. In my case, yes, Maybe I'm using a little bit more of the paper products than normal because I'm at home, not at work. When I want to grab a paper towel to wipe something down with a little bit of bleach or whatever, or just some Windex to clean something off, it's my paper towel during the day. Or if I have to go to the restroom, it's at my house, not at my office. But I don't need 82 rolls of toilet paper. I have plenty. I have food. I mean, it's not a stretch of the imagination to think, okay, you're going to be living and working in the same place for several weeks. So yes, maybe buy 2 tubs of lunch meat and 2 boxes of cereals and 2 gallons of milk. Maybe buy 10 pounds of potatoes instead of 5. Perhaps buy an extra block of cheese and 3 boxes of hamburger helper instead of 1 for the week. Instead, people panicked, and now they're realizing they didn't need to. And I think at the end of all of this, the education we've all gotten should be something we focus on keeping. It's inevitable that the world will face trials and other tests. Again, the next mutation of influenza or whatever. And if we have to work from home, or if the economy shifts and society shifts and it's more common to work from home than it is to work from an office. It's still not going to be horrible. We're going to come through this. We're going to come out the other side. And given time, we're going to laugh at the insanity of people, renting a box truck to buy every roll of toilet paper at every store they can. Because 3 years later, they're still using it. For crying out loud, we're already laughing at the idiot in Tennessee who bought up hand sanitizer, bleach wipes, wet wipes, toilet paper, paper towels, filled his garage, and was going to profit from it on Amazon until they stopped him. And now he has a garage full of all of this stuff that will take him years to use. If I could sum this up and leave you with one thing, it's keep your head. That's the biggest advice I've ever been given in many situations. The most recent being when I joined my local volunteer fire department, although it was also with the sheriff's department. You're going to face situations you've never faced before. You have to stay calm. You have to keep your head. You have to be able to look at what makes other people run away in fear, screaming, and think, I'm going to deal with this. We see it every day. Firefighters running into burning buildings, police officers running towards danger, EMS workers running toward an accident or other injury situation, soldiers running into a firefight. You have to be able to keep your head. I'm not saying you need to be able to become the next super soldier to where, as Captain America, you can run into anything, but if you are facing something out of the norm, you need to be able to stop, take a breath, think, and calmly move forward. It'll change your life. I've talked long enough. Let me know what you think in the comments. What have you learned from these several weeks of work from home, self-quarantine, social distance? What have you seen change in your life? How are you dealing with it? Are you dealing with it okay? Are you doing all right? Let's talk about it. But remain civil, because we are adults. We should be able to converse and even disagree without resorting to childish insults and name calling and other things. So remain civil. As always, please remember to like and share the video to expand the conversation. Please remember also to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you are part of the conversation, part of the channel, and part of the giveaway at 500, 1,000, and 1,500 subscribers. Please also be careful, be safe, be smart, be healthy. Stay at home if you can. If you can't stay home, be careful. And until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day.